Some of know, climate issue was my flagship issue when I was Speaker the first time, when President Bush was president, and we passed the biggest energy bill in the history of our country, some of which was used as authority by President Obama when he was president for executive orders regarding climate and energy. We weren't able to pass the legislation for climate, needing 60 votes in the Senate, but it has always been of the highest priority. And so this weekend, this end of last week and this weekend, had the privilege of representing the Congress of the United States at the G20 meeting, which largely, it's always about security, economy, and governance, specifically focused on COVID and climate in this case. And then in addition to being part of that opening, to also participate in the opening ceremonies of the pre-COP26 session of the legislators gathered there. It was particularly exciting because while we were there, the announcement of the Nobel Prize winners for physics was named, and one of them was an Italian who then participated in the opening ceremonies as well because he received it. I won't try to describe it to you. Never try to describe why somebody gets a Nobel Prize in physics, but it relates to climate and his early understanding of how things are interconnected. George Parisi is his name, and it was such an honor to be on an opening ceremony with him, showing us a path for what we must do in addition to what we know from our experience, but knowing it from the standpoint of physics. It was interesting because every country is ready. We're all sort of measuring each other's commitment to meeting our emissions goals, and the president's is a strong one. Basically, what we said at this meeting is that America is back. That's exactly the message of President Biden, back in terms of multilateralism, back in terms of the Transatlantic Charter, which was an important part of our discussions, as well as back in terms of leading the way, again, on the climate crisis. His is not only to meet the Paris goals, but to beat them, and we would have over a 50% goal by 2030, 100% by 2050. Part of the commitment, in addition to meeting our own goals, is to make sure we help developing countries with the technology and resources to meet theirs. They are not responsible for many of the emissions, but they pay a big price in terms of rising sea levels, encroachment of deserts, melting of glaciers, drying up of rivers, and the rest that have an impact on their lives. It's a very big issue. The World Health Organization has just issued something within the last 24 hours, I believe. I saw it when I got off the plane, that they think that the climate issue is the biggest health challenge that we have. And it is a health issue. Clean air, clean water for our children. It's a jobs issue. Good green jobs for many more people to take advantage of the opportunities they present. It's a national security issue, as our foreign policy experts tell us, that the competition for habitat, resources, et cetera, is a security issue because of the migrations that it may cause from drought and famine and all the rest, natural disasters that spring from that. But it is a moral issue as well. We have a moral responsibility to pass this planet on in a responsible way to future generations, and that was much of the conversation I was able to have with His Holiness Pope Francis. It was so thrilling to bring the greetings of the Congress to His Holiness, to thank him for his strong message on climate, Laudato Si', his first encyclical, which he spoke about when he spoke to the Congress in a joint session 5 years ago, and to continue on that conversation as we prepare for COP26 in Glasgow. It was just a remarkable experience to have that private audience with His Holiness, and again to bring the thanks and gratitude of our colleagues and his blessings back to us. Then